Fuckers, what's happening? Tammy and Gary here with Crystal Vision Pools. Hashtag Cvpoolpros. Another pool school video. Another pool school video talking about the chemicals we use, why we use them, why we don't use your chemicals, and what chemicals we do not recommend and why. Very important. This pool school video, like all of them, will be uploaded. Well, it's live right now on YouTube, but it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel when we're done. Check our YouTube channel out for this and many other pool videos at Cvpoolpros16. You can also follow us on our socials, which is Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Cvpoolpros. If you need us for any reason, check us out. You can email us at cvpoolpros@gmail.com, where you can reach out to Tammy via text or call. If you do call, make sure you leave a message at 610-780-3614. All right, what do we use to close and open pools? So our chemicals that we use are liquid chlorine and 60% algicide. Now, why do we use them? Well, we use 60% algicide because 60% algicide is the strongest you can get. I've been using that for over 31 years in this industry. I will not stray from that. Most of my time in this industry, I've also used liquid chlorine for openings and closings. Everything we're talking about right now is going to be openings and closings. We use the same chemicals for cleaning up nasty pools as well, but we're not going into that because we're not doing that. This is openings and closings. Now, what do we not recommend? I do not recommend the closing kits you can buy at stores because they use granular chlorine and they're usually not enough for the size of the pool. You usually have to buy multiple kits.
Some of them come with only 30% algicide.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Some of them only come with 30. Some of them don't even come with algicide, from what I'm told. Some of them come with stain remover and shit you don't really need. So, why do we not recommend granular to close a pool? Now, I worked for a company that tried granular one year. A big company. We tried granular. They bought granular chlorine, bought a big bucket of granular chlorine for each one of the trucks. They got away from that real quick. They said that's the last year we'll ever do that. Granular chlorine, granular shock, is good for services. One of the reasons it's really good for services is, like, we buy a big pail. We have a 100-pound pail back there. And it's easy. That stands up. You open it up. You get your shock out. Put it in a thing, whatever. You take it to the pool. You dump it in. It's easy. Granular chlorine for openings and closings, I don't like. What the hell? I don't like granular chlorine for openings or closings. I like using liquid because it mixes right in. Okay, it mixes in without even having to move the water. Granular chlorine, you have to brush, or you dissolve it in a bucket of water. I don't like doing that. I just don't. I never did. I've done it, and it just doesn't ever all seem to dissolve. I just don't like doing it. I stick with what works. Now, if you look at all of our pools that we open and close, every one of them, unless they closed early and or opened late while it was still warm or after it got hot, or while it was still hot or after it got hot, every other one of them closed or opened clear and blue. They can jump in as we're taking the cover off. So I stick with what I know works, and that's liquid chlorine and 60% algicide. Now, why will we not use your chemicals? I won't use your chemicals, number one, because some of you like to buy chemical kits from pool stores. I don't use them.
Lane close ahead, so you might want to slow down.
Which lane?
left lane is closed ahead.
Okay. Well, why am I going to slow down?
Because of people getting over.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to get in front of me. They can get behind me. The other reason is,
up there, they might.
just so you know, liquid chlorine, I don't want to say it has a shelf life, because it's not really a shelf life. It's a heat life, is what I call it. The more heat liquid chlorine gets, whether it's sun or just high heat, and really it's more sun beating down on it, it actually dilutes, it dilutes the potency of liquid chlorine. Liquid chlorine left in the sun in the high heat gets diluted potency. When we know we have, let's say we have 5 closings coming up in this coming week. Today we go to our supplier on Thursday. Usually it's Thursdays. During the summer it ends up being multiple days, but usually it's Thursdays for us because we're down that area anyway. So we will go to our supplier today, and we would pick up whatever closing chemicals we need, chlorine-wise, for your pool. We pick it up today. So your chlorine is fresh when we get to your house. That's how we do it, and that's why we will only use our chemicals. We know our chemicals are fresh. Our chemicals are sitting in a temperature-controlled warehouse. We know our chemicals are good. And our supplier is buying liquid chlorine in skids throughout the season. It's not the same skids sitting there since openings. They went through all that. They buy new ones. So you're getting fresh chemical from our supplier that was bought the week before, and it's only been sitting there. If it's been sitting there a month, it's a long time. They get chemical deliveries all the time through the season. Okay, is there anything you want to add to this?
No.
Wow. Really?
I'm watching.
You're what?
I'm watching the road, sure. Yeah.
What? Whatever. So anyway, please do not ask us how much it would be without our chemicals, because we're not going to do it that way. Okay? And again, for good reason. I've been down that road before. Tammi and I actually worked for a company. It was a buddy of mine. But we worked for a company that we went to their house, and they had a chemical kit. And the chemical kit that they bought, closing kit that they bought from a store. And I want to say it was Leslie's, but I don't remember. This, you're talking, holy shit, 9 years ago. 8 years ago, whatever the hell it was. 8 years ago, I think it was. And when they opened the pool, they complained to my buddy that the pool's green. Which you really can't complain about that to begin with, because there's a lot of factors in keeping a pool blue after you close it. We are able to do it because we know chemistry. And there's certain precautions we take that help keep, other than our winter blue service, which we're there all winter long, once a month. But other than that, there's other precautions that we take to help keep the pool blue that most other companies aren't doing. But we learned the hard way, those chemical kits are not even the right size for the pool. There's right size for some of the smaller pools, but you get into a bigger in-ground pool or a bigger above-ground pool, they're not the right size. You need to buy multiple kits. So there's food for thought for you. Liquid chlorine is the only way I recommend opening and closing a pool. You have anything you want to add to this yet? Huh?
No.
Wow. Who's on? I can't see it.
What's up, Tony?
What's up, Tony?
Thank you. We're together for 10. We're actually married for 9. Thank you. I know. I must be crazy putting up with this.
All right. So anyway,
Thank you.
yeah.
So don't ask us to use your chemicals because we're gonna use our chemicals.
Like I said, our chemicals are fresh, and we buy our chemicals based on the amount of closings we're gonna have or openings we're gonna have for the following week. That's how we do it. We don't have chemicals sitting around the house. Because sitting around the house, they're going to sit out in the sun. We're not going to do that. So you're getting 100% fresh, full potency chemicals because they sit in our van or our truck, whatever we have, and they get covered and they don't have sun beating down on them. But they're bought the week before we're at your place. They're bought that week. They're not going to lose potency in a week, even if they do sit in the sun.
Or depending on what day we get down to our supplier and what day you fall on, it could be the day before.
Right. So, but it's no less than a week before, no longer than a week before.
Yeah.
All right. As we have said many times, everything we do for reasons. I've taken the worst that I've learned from other companies and gotten rid of it, and I've taken the best and incorporated it. And I mean, is everything by the book? The book of pools? Probably not. But it's what I know works. And a lot of the stuff that I do is old school. I still believe in the old school ways. I still believe in the ways I was taught. Anything that I've incorporated that's new has been something that's been proven to me that works really well, but it takes a lot. You got to prove it to me.
Or
I need to see it.
Error on our part.
Trial and error on our part, which we've done a lot of. This industry, there's no real book. You figure it out as you go. The only thing that's really a book is the chemistry, and even that book is getting rewritten this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of pools doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, that in the book of chemistry they really shouldn't be doing, but it is what it is. So we learn, we flow with it. But anyway, so those are the recommendations. Liquid chlorine and 60% algicide because it's safe for every situation.
And don't get to 30% thinking that's going to equal 60%. No.
Yeah, it doesn't. No,
that's not how it works.
And it will foam, and it doesn't do the same thing. And never use the gallon 10%. It's junk. You also do not need antifreeze in your lines. Antifreeze, I have seen allow lines to freeze. You have to blow your lines out if you're going to close your pool. You have to blow your lines out if you're going to close your pool. Do I need to say that again? If you want to use antifreeze after that, that's up to you, but antifreeze is not instead of blowing out lines. I never used antifreeze. Ever in a pool. Never. And it is not automotive antifreeze either. I actually knew somebody that did that. There is antifreeze. Basically what it is it's RV. It's RV antifreeze is what it is, not for the motor. But it's they sell pool antifreeze. And it's similar, now I've never checked this, but I've been told that it is similar to window.
Don't want to be behind that guy.
I've been told that it's similar to windshield washer fluid. I actually knew somebody that used windshield washer fluid, and they said it was similar. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I've never used antifreeze. I've never read an antifreeze bottle. I know what it is, but I would never use it. You don't need it as long as you blow your lines out correctly and thoroughly. All right. That's really all I've got. You have anything to add?
No.
All right. Everybody have a good day. Be safe. We'll talk to y'all soon, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.